Hi, I'm Jonathan Gibbs, and for the next few minutes I'm going to be walking through a worked example of how registered users can use the Housingnet Export Panel to query and download commercial and contact information about housing associations and their senior managers across the UK. For a short introduction to Housingnet and our commercial data service, please see the previous video in this series or visit us at www.housingnet.co.uk. With over 2,200 housing associations owning or managing about 4 million housing units between them, the marketplace for products and services is huge, but potentially complex to navigate. Housingnet has spent the last 15 years collating information about them and their management teams. The export panel that we'll be looking at next is a prime way that registered users of the commercial data service can access this information. To use the export panel, all you need is a valid registration ID and a browser to connect to the Housingnet site. Clicking the login button will take you to the login screen. Log into the site using the user ID and password you selected when you registered and click the login button. We can pretty much ignore this page, it's just your account details. I've included it so that if you are using this video to help you walk through your first download for real, you're not surprised when you see it. You'll need to click the Export Panel menu option from the top row, which takes us to the Export Panel itself. There's quite a lot going on here, so we'll stick to some of the more major elements. But remember that this is just an example. You'll soon get the feel for crafting your own searches as you need them. Our first decision is, which contacts do we want to see? i.e., which of the 26 different job roles that we track and maintain are you interested in? You can scroll the list and double-click on any roles that you want included. They're added to the list on the left-hand side. In this example, I've selected Chief Exec, Deputy Chief Exec and Director of Finance. So, if the database has the name for the Chief Exec, the list will deliver that name. Failing that, if we have the name of the Deputy Chief Exec, we'll get him or her, or failing that, the Director of Finance. If none of the names for these roles are available, the housing association will still be listed, but the name will be blank. So, we've decided who in the HAs we want to see. Let's look at which HAs we want. There are a number of criteria that we can use. Here we can select based on where the head office of the housing association is. This might be a good strategy if you want to sell products relevant to head office functions such as administration, HR or IT. Or perhaps where they have stock is more useful, because you want to sell products and people that directly support the stock, such as maintenance, security services or home care services, and you have a local presence. In this example, I'm asking the export program to include all the HAs which have stock in Ealing, for no good reason other than that's my home borough. We'll skip over the number of units in management filter, that's pretty self-explanatory, but we'll have a look at some of the other information that we can download. Much of this is also self-explanatory, but group structure is worth a few moments. Selecting this will show you the relationships between the parent and subsidiary housing associations. Group stock will tell you how much stock we estimate the group as a whole manages, and the housing stock breakdown will identify where we've been able to, the types of stock under management. And, whilst we don't give the personal email addresses of the contacts, we have spent much time in hunting out LinkedIn addresses, and we can list those where we found them. Anyway, these are my selections. Let's click Generate File. The system goes away to have a think, and the program returns with a message saying it's finished and that we need to download the export file. Precisely what you'll see next depends on what browser you're using, but it will be a request to either download or open an Excel spreadsheet file. I've been using Firefox and this is what I see. And what you'll see is something like this. I've jazzed it up a bit to highlight the various aspects of the data and to obscure the contact names, but the data is exactly the same. Here we have the HA name in column F. Any parent-subsidiary relationships are noted in columns A and B. And the senior management contact names that we requested are here in columns C to E. Moving to the right of the spreadsheet, we see more general information about the housing associations. The columns at the very right hold a breakdown of the total stock managed by the housing association, the types of stock, and our estimate of the total stock holding at a group level. And in columns N and O we see the details of the stock held in Ealing, as we requested in the export panel. Well, thank you for your time and attention. I hope that's been useful. For more information, please do visit us at www.housingnet.co.uk or call me directly, or if you feel so enthused, go and self-service and register at housingnet.co.uk/data.php. Good luck.